Try to keep the place alive. It's not doing very well.
As you can see, guys, the steps are really bad, falling apart.
They were inspired by Anne in the TV show and the surroundings and the setting. So what they did is they built a replica of her village here.
Oh, of the girls in the show.
Of the girls, yeah. So this whole thing is representing her show. This whole place. And it went bankrupt in 1977. And ever since then, it's just free to visit.
Okay.
Yep.
From April to October or whatever it said. Yeah.
Yep.
So does anyone keep it?
Oh yeah, here we go.
The city adopted it. That's cool.
That is really
cool. They adopted it. They made it free to visit. Fucking sun. I'm gonna fucking kill it.
Oh, the glare, yeah.
Yeah, and I hate my screen. I can't wait to get the Sony A7 next.
Guys, this is like the coolest train truck I've ever seen. Here's the inside of it. We just made it, guys, to a theme park here called Canada World here in Japan. And not only is that just unique in itself, but this park was actually kind of built and based off Anne of Green Gables, the TV show or TV series of the same name, Anne of Green Gables. And basically, if you're not familiar with that kind of movie series, it's about a girl, like a young girl with red hair who lives in Canada and kind of explores around Canada, gets away from her parents, and just, I don't know, it's a cool show. But anyway, they based this theme park off of Anne of Green Gables. And what's even more interesting than that is this is not abandoned per se, but it's been kind of neglected, and I think this is the last year that this is ever going to be open to the public. 2019 anyway. So it looks run down, but I guess this is going to be the last year that I've heard it's going to be actually open to people. And so we wanted to come check it out, and it looks awesome. So anyway, guys, let's check out this amazing Canada World based off of Anne of Green Gables. Alright, guys, this is the map of the entire kind of theme park here. It's quite large, but some of the main attractions are some of the houses. I don't know if they had a replica of Anne's house here, but they have like a replica of kind of a Canada town, and it's huge, as we will probably see in a moment here. But what is more interesting is the fact that this place, why is it here in Japan? That is the question. It's interesting that a Canada World based on Anne of Green Gables, which is a show which they actually filmed in Canada and they made it in Canada, and of course is popular there. Why didn't they build it there, and why did they put it here? So that's an interesting question. And like I said, this is the last year that this place supposedly is going to be actually open to people, to the public. After that, I don't know what's going to happen to it. Apparently either the island here of Hokkaido or basically the state in charge of this, I just think they can't afford to keep it here, and especially because it's free, you don't have to pay to get in. So they just probably can't keep it up, which is why it's being neglected, and I guess unfortunately going to be closed permanently. Alright, Josh gave me the lowdown. I guess this place was built so that way Japanese people who loved the show could come and see kind of a replica town of what Anne of Green Gables was like, so they didn't have to travel all the way to Canada. I was so curious on why they would build it here in the middle of kind of nowhere. But that's why. I guess Japanese people really loved the show. They wanted to build a kind of a theme park town that was based on the show. That way they could check it out and not travel, 2,000 miles away to Canada. Konnichiwa. Alright guys, from what I remember, I think Kensington was the town that Anne lived in the show, or the movie. I'm pretty sure, I'll look that up, but I think Kensington was either the railway stop that she stopped at to get to her town, or it was the town itself that she stayed in. But there's a plaque here. This might give us more info. Okay. Wow, so apparently, over 130 years ago, 1871, the colony of Prince Edward Island embarked on a long 147-mile railway to cover, I guess, a distance of 120 miles. But it doesn't really say if this was like part of the movie or not. Alright, so after you walk through kind of the main entrance, you walk down this long pathway, and down there is the actual kind of replica village, and there's supposed to be a big giant Canada flag on the ground. It looks really cool. So I think they tried to build the town to replicate Anne's town that she was in, as far as I know. But either way, it's supposed to look really cool. And there's a nice clock tower right there. But yeah, Anne is famous for her long red hair. So if you're not really familiar with Anne of Green Gables, she had really long red hair. She was just a young girl who basically kind of was trying to get away from her family or parents, and I think she was sent to live with her, I think, aunt and uncle, if I remember right. And that's kind of where the story begins. And they kind of made like 3 or 4 sort of movies, like a movie series that showcased, her going around in her life.
Up we go. Guys, I could easily have used off everything. I'm like, oh, look at this, we're going in a tower. Yeah. I'm like a huge hype man. I could be a really good hype man.
It's cool to come to a place to see them replicate, a movie or show or something, and just seeing what it's like. It kind of gives you a taste for it, even if you haven't seen the movie or show. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's cool. But one thing I do love about this island of Hokkaido, it is the northernmost island here in Japan. But I just love how a lot of the island is just a lot of trees and nature. It's just really nice and peaceful up here. And so far it hasn't been too crazy hot compared to down south. So it's been nice going around here for sure. Alright, well, either way, I don't know if we can get in these or not. Let's check it out. So there's this like kind of sign here on the house. You can see it there. Obviously it says Herb, Canadian Herbal Dyeing. And I'm thinking this kind of, whatever this plant was, they used it to dye, like use it for dyes, like you know, to dye clothes or whatnot. I don't know if the plant made it like a blue or purple kind of color. Seems like it. Maybe it was like the color almost like this house. But the question is this open? Apparently not through there. I think this is, at least this section right here, these are bathrooms. But man, they didn't have to do too much to make this look like the show, just because Hokkaido is a lot of trees and pastures and, you know, beautiful gardens, and it matches Anne of Green Gables in Canada really well. It has very similar kind of landscapes, so they didn't really have to do too much to make this look like Canada. And in all honesty, if I didn't know better, you know, I would have been like, oh, they made it look really real. Alright, this house looks like they made quilts in here. Again, some of these houses, I don't even know if they're open or available to get in or not. And no. Again, you can't really see through the screens. That is the only bummer about coming to this place, basically in its last year of operation, is it looks like they've kind of blocked off a lot of these houses here that you could have explored probably back in the day when this place was, you know, thriving a lot more. But I think the closer it gets to shutting down, the more they probably block everything off. It kind of sucks, but I'll show you what I can. Hopefully we can get into some buildings at least. But the main attraction is the village down below with the Canadian flag on the ground. It's huge and it looks really cool. I do love that symbol though. It's like two moose and the Canada flag. That's really cool. But this is the clock tower, guys. And you can go up it. I don't know what it's up here, obviously. But I do love the theming of this place. It is really cool. And I think the roof is leaking because there's lots of water on the ground here. So it's kind of just an observation tower up here in the clock tower part. So at least you can kind of get some cool overhead shots. But yeah guys, now we can kind of see it better. That is the main village. That is where you got the huge Canadian flag on the ground. It looks really cool. Yeah, we're up here in the mountains. It looks really amazing. Even the sewer grates or whatever these are have the Anne of Green Gables on that. That's really cool.
But you can see the post office at least.
Ah, here we go. This also talks about kind of the history and beginnings of what Anne of Green Gables was. A series of stories written by Lucy Montgomery while she helped her grandmother at the post office. Okay. That old post office still stands on Prince Edward Island our post office was copied exactly from the original. Wow, okay. So apparently like Anne of Green Gables, like the stories, which turned into movies, was started by a lady when she was younger, helping her mother or grandmother out at the post office. And this post office is a replica of the one on the Prince Edward Island. Which, if you guys don't really know where that is, it is like, I think the most east part of Canada that you can get to. It is like directly above like Maine in the US. Yeah guys, this one is locked up. This is the post office. Looking inside, it is all locked up, but you can kind of see how it would have looked like. It looks really, really cool. Alright, so this was Anne's restaurant. So, Mrs. Lind, first time she met Anne, they had a bad argument, but it was she who made Anne a dress for Christmas at Matthew's request. At Miss Lind's house, you will enjoy warm country dishes and Anne's favorite candies. Alright, so this was the restaurant and house of Miss Lind in the show. And some nice old Japanese man just open this up for us. So let's go in, see what it was like. Oh man, this is like nice and untouched. Got the nice bench behind the tables there. And they even have a poster. So if you guys were wondering if you haven't seen the movies, that is what Anne looks like. They made several different versions of Anne of Green Gables. I think they made the original in the either late 90s or early 2000s, but I think they remade it. So I think this is the original Anne of Green Gables. So this is Anne's house, replicated here from the movie. And it's cool that it talks about it, it helps kind of bring some of the story together. But anyway, so this is the house of Matthew and Marilla, who adopted orphan Anne. And it was copied, I guess as exact as it could, as the rooms of the Green Gables in Prince Edward Island. But this is it, guys. This is Anne's house. Oh, now that I'm stepping inside, it's really kind of bringing back the movies. Wow, this is really cool. It is cool. It's like a lot of old antiques. Yep, I remember a rocking chair in the movies. I definitely remember the rocking chair, so it's cool to see that. It's hard to see it, guys, with the glare, but this is a picture of Lucy Montgomery, who wrote Anne of Green Gables. This is her. She's 6 years old. This is 1880. So this is the author of Anne of Green Gables as a child, 6 years old. Alright guys, this must have been one of the proudest moments of Lucy's life. This is a picture of her just after she published the Anne of Green Gables books, which later turned into the movies and show. And she's 33 here. That must have been, I don't know, just think about it. Like, you go through, most of your, teenage years up through your 20s, and you're getting to your 30s. And who knows, I have to look into some of Lucy's life and see what else she did prior to Anne of Green Gables. Maybe this was her first publishing. If it was, this must have been the coolest moment of her entire life up until that point. If it was her first publishing, the joy that you get out of like, hey, I made this. And honestly, that's kind of what I get out of doing these videos for you guys is, I enjoy doing it, and it's just cool to see, my work being put out there and people actually watching it and enjoying it. So I kind of feel the same way as Anne did, like putting something out into the world and people wanting to see it or read it or whatever. And I'm 30 years old right now, and I've done a lot in my life so far. I would like to do more, obviously, and of course I would like to grow, bigger on YouTube. So eventually it'd be cool to, to get to those higher milestones, and I know I would feel exactly how Anne felt. Once I reach those milestones, I'll be like, man, I finally kind of made it to some of those, 50,000 subscribers, 100,000, it's like, I'll have that same feeling. It's got some cool Japanese music in the background there. Here's another bedroom. Man, this could have been her bedroom also, I don't know. Either way, they're both beautiful, laid out bedrooms. Guys, there's like 4 bedrooms up here. I don't know, I thought I knew which one her bedroom was, but then there's like 3 more bedrooms here. So, I don't remember. Guys, if you watch the movie series a lot and you know which bedroom was hers, or which one you think was hers, please let me know. I really wish I knew, but of course, I don't know what that says. It probably says, Anne's room or something, but I have no idea. Alright, there we go, guys. Put my channel name, put where I'm from, and of course, check out my YouTube channel. Guys, it looks like at one point in time they had a kind of a train or trolley that went around part of the village here. I don't think it's still in operation. If it is, I haven't seen it or heard it yet, but I don't know if it is. But, yep, here we go, guys. There's like 25 buildings or so. It looks like some of them are open. So let's go check them out. I don't know what's inside any of these. But what an incredible experience. And so random too. Like I said, Canada World being in Japan, it's just, you don't normally think about something like that being in a different country. This building said it was first aid, so again, I don't know if this was supposed to be like a replica of like a hospital or doctor's office in the movie, or if this is like an actual first aid, place you could, you can come here if you hurt yourself here. I don't really know. But they do have a cool wheelchair left and some nice signs. Oh guys, look at this. This is like a model of the entire theme park here. So this is where we are right now with the pond and the main village. But yeah, these are all the different like little houses and things. The clock tower is right there. That's a really cool like diorama. And I think that's the Canadian theme song that's playing right now. Now, what would be really, really awesome would be to actually go to Prince Edward Island in Canada and check out where they actually filmed Anne of Green Gables and actually see, you know, her actual house in Canada and, you know, all the other places in the movies, and kind of compare them to this theme park and just kind of, I don't know, experience the real thing versus this. I don't know, I think that'd be really cool. If I ever get to that side of Canada, but if I ever get over there, I think that'd be cool to check it out. So if you guys want to see that, please let me know down in the comments, like, hey, you should go check that out. If there's a lot of hype, people want me to go see it, maybe I'll do a video there. But yeah, besides all the posters and the other dioramas, they have these kind of small replica houses, like the church, Anne's house, the post office there. That's really cool. They have like miniature versions of it. Alright, here we go guys. I had to back up quite a bit. That is the giant Canada flag. But all these on this part of the village, they're all locked up here and they're basically abandoned. They're locked up and there's nothing really in them anymore. And I think they're just kind of slowly closing each place up, you know, before this place gets permanently closed. Yeah, I think it's going to be permanently closed end of this year. That's what I heard. So yeah, this place is like half abandoned. It's really weird. But I'm glad that we made it here, because it's still kind of a cool experience. Here's the giant Canada flag on the ground. So yeah, there's probably 20 something shops. There's only like 3 or 4 that you actually can go in and that are active in front of the pond here. And then there's some sort of house or mansion or something up on the hill there. I just saw Josh walk up there, so who knows? We'll see if we can get in there or what it is. Ah, guys, across the river there is the train. Like I said, it's not being in use anymore, but we'll check it out. But this almost looks like a castle. Even this bridge looks like it's barely holding itself together. It's just weird because like this is an active theme park, but yet half the stuff is falling apart or basically abandoned. Guys, if you have not seen my abandoned Italy theme park video, check it out, because if you see the thumbnail, it's of this abandoned trolley there in the Italy theme park that's abandoned. That trolley looks exactly, maybe not exactly, but it looks very similar to this one. Same green and yellow, same style. That is so weird. This looks like it could have been a restaurant almost, but it's actually the train station. And it's definitely falling apart pretty bad. I wonder if we can get in there. That would be cool. But they called it Farmer's Station. Alright guys, this is I think the old actual platform for the railway station. It is insanely fallen apart. But I at least wanted to kind of show you the backside and the old platforms. If we can get up here. Wow, this is really falling apart, guys. Let's see if we can. Alright. There we go, it's a little bit safer. Alright, so this was the old platform. It is so neglected, which is unfortunate. But that means that this train hasn't been in use for, I mean, gosh, 10 years more? Or more, probably. Because look how bad this is. There's no way this got bad in like a year or a couple of years. Alright, so this is from the other side. So yeah, there's some benches. And it looks like it says 300 yen. So I wonder if this costs 300 yen to ride? I'm not sure. Would have been cool to get in, but yeah, it's all like super boarded up. It's all, yeah, locked. You know what, guys? Even if the church is locked up there, at least you can see kind of the entire village from up here. And it's got a cool, you know, just a cool view from up here, seeing everything down below. Man, that church is very beautiful. And it's right next to this other building that literally looked like a mansion from down below. I don't know what it is. We're standing in front of the church or chapel now, and it has a little thing talking about this is Anne's church. Apparently here Anne met many friends while attending Sunday school and church picnics. It also says, just like Green Gables and the post office, this church was also modeled after Cavendish United Church in Prince Edward Island National Park. Alright guys, I figured since I'm here at the chapel, I should ring these bells. We are done with this place. We've seen every single building pretty much. Most of the buildings are locked up, which is unfortunate. We couldn't really go into many, but there's so many. The fact that it's based on basically a TV show series is really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely hit up Josh and Dan if you haven't checked them out already. They're over there. And until next time, thanks for watching. Don't forget to live, explore, and travel. Alright guys, see you in the next one. Guys, the moment of the truth, that doesn't make sense. A moment of the truth. No,